Hello and welcome back to the Tubs, where we are just basking in the glow of another New Zealand victory. They're looking pretty tasty, the old Kiwis. Welcome back to the Tubs. Of course, TGC, as always, is powered by Cred, who are giving you insane rewards during this World Cup. You can pay all your bills with Cred. It doesn't matter what bill you have. You might have, for instance, a bill for a new fielding coach. You might be, a fielding coach might come in, they might charge you, you have a bill to pay. You can do all of that with Cred. Sam Perry, New Zealand have scored 167 for 7. They batted first at the SCG. They're on a glorious afternoon. And Sri Lanka just bowled out seconds ago on the final over of their innings for 102. That is very good, but Glenn Phillips was even better.
Wonderful performance from the Kiwis. Have to say it. They look balanced. They look good across the park, with bat, with ball. I hear a little bit of energy in Dooley's voice on commentary as well. I want to bring another perspective, though. I see New Zealand's going to fuck around again in this World Cup, aren't they? Just another World Cup where the Kiwis are just going to fuck around, knock a couple people out. Are you going to go all the way this time, guys? Are you going to go all the way? You're just going to nuisance your way to a semi again, looking real good. I'm speaking down the barrel of it. I want to be clear. Looking great. What are they meant to do? Not win?
Yeah.
They're looking really good, but fuck me. It's about time. And I want to get behind it. I do want to get behind it, but it's a little bit like, you're fucking around again, boys. And we all know, he goes, World Cups are like horror movies. It's a whodunit. Who done the murder? You know, like, is New Zealand, are they a red herring? Or are they a seasoned criminal staring you in the face all along? When New Zealand's staring us in the face all along, like a plain lover, a lover that's not attractive, that has glasses, but they're lovely to us, and it was them we wanted to be with forever. Is that who they are, or are they just going to fuck around in a semi, annoy everybody else, and get the fuck out of the tournament? Well played, New Zealand.
Yeah, well, as we know, Pez, it is the hope that kills you. Now, that's different to Shea Hope, who opened the batting for the West Indies for a period of time. But also, I mean, the Kiwis, I think for the most part, are everyone's second team. And I think it is getting to the point where even New Zealanders are choosing New Zealand as their second team, such as the disappointment and the build-up of the tension, the drama, the atmosphere that team brings. But, you know, maybe it's their time. I don't know. They've just won one game, okay? Calm down. I'm looking forward to the ASKTGC, though. Let's get into the first thing there, Pez. Glenn Phillips, fucking wow. 104 of 64, 104 out of a total of 167 in a game where the opposition got bowled out for less than his total score. That's got to feel good. He came in at 15 for 3 or 3 for 15, whatever your preference may be. 84-run partnership with Daryl Mitchell in about 7.5 overs. He's in the sprint position at the non-strikers end in the last over when he's batting with Mitchell Santner. It's energy. He's played a couple of games for Sunrisers, but I fancy he might be captaining or even owning that team soon. It's really wonderful. And I feel so calm when I watch the Kiwis, Pez, including Glenn Phillips. Although his power, guile, energy, I just feel a calmness with it. And because I think I know it won't hurt me, I think that's it.
Yeah, like, again, they've turned around a really difficult start, bit of new ball stuff, starting to wonder if Sri Lanka are the country we need to worry about. He bats 4. He comes in at 2 for, watches his captain go. And so he's 2 for 7, 3 for 15. And then he just puts on a clinic. It's statgasm stuff. As you said, 104 out of 167. A couple of people work out some percentages on that and then answer questions from the AFP. He scored 66% of the runs, so I'm answering questions from the AFP now. 10 fours, 4 sixes. Rest of his mates hit 2 fours and 1 6 combined. Second highest score by a New Zealander at a men's T20 World Cup. When he brought up his ton, the rest of his mates had made 42 runs. That kind of stuff. He's only got 2,420 Twitter followers, so there can be a few more there. But the serious point is he came in at 2 for 7. And 7 for 2, whatever you think, and to do it from that position in a game where no other batter was really able to make an impression. It was good-ish wicket, but still difficult at times. It really underscores his quality. And as you said, like he's fast twitch. He's doing some Peter Garrett stuff later on. I thought that was great commentary from Mel Jones, if you caught that in different countries when he was cramping up deluxe. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's the sort of innings that a child or an adult dreams of. Everyone else fails. You succeed when your country needs you. It's brilliant stuff. And I have to wrap it up in a few negatives just because of where I was born, the landmass I'm from.
course. Also, I think the highlight of his day was scoring 100, then getting Martin Guptill to field for him. So that has to be the pinnacle, because Martin Guptill, I mean, they call him Two-Toe Guptill, one of the fastest across the land itself. I think he actually ran from the North Island to the South Island in half an hour once. I think that is true.
Right.
So that's really outfering some blokes now. And also we saw it in the warm-up series against Pakistan, where he was on the mic to the New Zealand commentary team, and he was saying that they're just going to bowl cock height to Babar Azam. Now, that's something that I can relate to, just because I don't know what a waist is. No one knows what a waist is. That's what we're all looking for in the no ball commentary, but I know what cock height is. And I don't know. He's just a guy to get behind. He gets angry when he misses the ball. He gets angry when he missed times on, when he's on 85 of 20 balls. He just seems like a guy you can get behind, and you can build a team around, maybe, or maybe just your whole identity if you're from that landmass. I think it's something.
What I love is that, like, the guy has a wonderful record behind him. He's well known to IPL teams, but in Australia, it took this innings for people to go, oh, Glenn Phillips, interesting. Oh, this guy can play a little bit. It's like when the guy's a worldie. He has been for a long time. Wonderful fielder, dynamic with the bat, and I'm going to pretend I've been right on that horse for a long time, riding him like a horse. I'm a jockey.
Okay, Pez. Second thing, Sri Lanka just not up to it. Now, I'm going to play the role of a Sri Lankan fielding coach. What the fuck was that? What the fuck are you doing? Any danger of a fucking decent throw, boys? Can we get our throws up, please? Any danger of holding on to one? Is anyone backing up? Fuck me. And that's why I'm not employed by any cricket teams at the moment. Especially after I got let go from the under sevens the other week. That was an issue. Didn't pass the old working with children check, unfortunately.
You can't bring long lens cameras to under sevens training, mate.
That was my nickname at high school, long lens. It's on the back of my year 12 jersey. Oh, long legs Higgins, they called me.
Yeah, really roll off the tongue.
Daddy long legs.
I used to think it was Danny Longlegs. Anyone out there who thought that too? You own up to it. His name's Danny.
Danny Morrison, of course. Pez, some of the worst fielding I've seen, in the sense, okay, teams drop catches happen, including bad catches. That can happen. What I fucking can't cop from international cricketers is consistently throwing the ball between 7 and 9 meters away from any stumps at any time, fumbles consistently. I don't think it was that heavier dew on the field. In fact, it was actually really sunny day today, so I'd be surprised if there was that much dew at all on the field. But maybe there was, so you can give them that maybe. But like just the lack of energy in the fields, there was misfields, there was misses at the stumps, there was obviously the drop catch as well, which sort of compounds everything. But I mean, fuck me, for a professional cricket team to have like they're basically playing for their tournament because Sri Lanka are gone now, right? So just to put in that performance in a position of strength at 3 for 15 or 15 for 3, and then just to let it fucking fold. Obviously, Nasanka drops the catch when Glenn Phillips, he was on 12. I think the score would have been 4 for 29 at that point. Phillips then goes on and makes 100. You know, all these things happen. But just like, that to me is just fucking, there is no excuse for that. Like, that's just fucking bad. That's bad playing. That's bad playing. Fucking hell.
Just bad playing. It is... fielding is a great window into the soul of a team. You know, people talk about it all the time. It's like a cliche now. Like we've seen things like that happen at club level when you've let an opportunity slip. You know, I think that Nasanka drop catch. Yeah. So it was critical. So easy to say now, but I think if you go back and look at it, you will see the despair on the faces of both him and Sri Lankan players at that catch being dropped, which if you have a team 3 for 30 for 3, ordinarily, if you believe you're going to win, you keep going. But that catch got dropped and it felt like the wheels fell off, like Sri Lanka was of the view that every single thing needs to go right here to beat these coats. And once that catch was dropped, it was contagious and the fielding followed. And it's just, I don't know, endemic of a team lacking in belief, as opposed to New Zealand, who were just utterly clinical until the end when they were probably thinking about beers.
Yeah. Mate, that was the word I was going to use as well. I mean, bad fielding is contagious for some reason. It just runs through the entire soul of a team. And I think as well that it was impactful that it was Hasaranga bowling, especially after what happened against Australia. We went for 53 or some shit off 3 overs. He's so important for them. If they're going to do anything, obviously he's so critical in the Asia Cup. You know, like it just felt like it hurt them more because it was Hasaranga as well, and then Hasaranga was like, "Well, fuck me, boys, any danger." I mean that catch as well for like a long off catch. That's exactly the catch that you would want. It doesn't go into the night sky. It's flat. It's straight at you. He just wasn't balanced. He didn't move quick enough to
his left. He gets into position quickly. He does the right thing.
He's still moving take it on the run. He's still moving.
Yeah, okay. I thought he got there. Anyway, It was contagious after that from Sri Lanka, and I think a little bit of an insight into how they might have felt about their true selves. But I suppose to stop being Freud for a second, we saw with India, Pakistan, the reference point for all cricket now. We saw Pakistan collapse, and there is a connection between that and the aura of a player who has entered God mode. Now, I'm not saying Glenn Phillips entered God mode, but that they are symbiotic in a lot of ways. Like, he starts playing well and it puts pressures on opposition. So, you know, I'm not saying New Zealand made Sri Lanka field badly, because it's a little bit of a close skill, but, you know, they are in symbiosis together. And so what I'm saying is I thought the recovery from New Zealand from that position was very much what the recovery would look like for a side that is really good. It's a sign of belief. There was no panic. There was, you know, calmness, which is a positive way of saying no panic. And a guy like Glenn Phillips, who he does have one T20I century to his name, but he's not like a noted prolific run scorer or a guy who recovers an innings. But this is what happens with really good sides. New people step up because they have a structure, they have a belief, they have a plan, and if someone doesn't do it, someone else will. So New Zealand is showing all the signs of a really good side, which is already preemptively annoying me because it's a semi and it's a final and someone else will get horny and they're done. So, and I love you if you're watching New Zealand, and I hope it goes well for you.
Okay, third thing, it might be a little bit harsh to just focus on 2 players, but BOULT and SOUTHEE do it again. I mean, we don't need to go into the superlatives, obviously, because it's obviously illegal in Australia to compliment any New Zealanders. But
it's a legal issue.
At 8 for 4 or 4 for 8 after 3.5 overs, BOULT and SOUTHEE with 2 each, that game was absolutely over. When Santner gets Sri Lanka to make it 5 for 24, the game is just about run rate and how far ahead New Zealand can get their run rate, their net run rate in. It's actually got to a point, I think, now where if New Zealand's beat Ireland, it doesn't actually matter for them if they beat England or not. I think it would be so hard for Australia to catch up on net run rate to them, even if they win their last 2 games. They finish the same amount of points, 7. It won't matter. So because they've just absolutely smashed 2 teams and then had the washout against Afghanistan as well, obviously. So. But BOULT finishes with 4 for 13 off 4. SOUTHEE 1 for 12 off 4. That's 25 for 5 off 8 overs. I mean, if that's what's happening at the top of the innings, that makes it extremely difficult for any team to recover in any form of position when they're chasing 8 and a bits and over.
Tim Southee passed Shakib Al Hassan in this match as the all-time leading wicket taker in T20Is as well. Plus is a good-looking bloke, so it's a good little duo there.
Very good looking.
It's Trent Bolt's best ever figures in T20Is or some shit as well. Both of these guys are, and I also noted on comms, which is pretty high praise here, Dale Steyn said they're the best opening bowling pair in the world. And hard to go past that, especially with the figures you're putting out there as well. But I mean, they're like reliable dads. They're responsible mechanics. They're winning consultants. I'm getting preemptively annoyed, thinking like, okay, you're no longer the second team, guys. You're knocking everyone over. Let's go next level. Let's put a little bit of, to use a rugby league reference, Siriaco Mesha on them, rhyming something for pressure. To the Indian fans out there who follow Western Suburbs Rugby League reserve grade in the 90s, you'll understand that.
You just wink at the camera. Hashtag AskTGC. Pez, this one came in via Patreon from Michael Anderson. And this is what we're talking about here, Pez. Visceral stuff. He said, fuck you, Coates. I'm having my visceral minute. Fuck you, Coates. Imagine my glee at New Zealand utterly destroying Australia and being told by all and sundry we've got one toe, foot, leg, nutsack in the semi related to nutsack, giggity. Fuck you, Coates. This is the mental disintegration bullshit, isn't it? The fucking long game which you didn't even attempt to hide while claiming Australia is peaking at just the right time. Fuck you, Coates. Why the fuck did I poke my head up with pride after one game? Where was your critical eye to give me safety from belief in success? Why wasn't your immediate reaction Asian champs and World Cup favourites to come? Seen it, still don't rate it. Fuck you, Coates. New Zealand are 3 for spit. I don't feel safe. It feels like the 1990s again. Fuck you, Coates. Fuck you, Coates. It's all your fault. Somehow, I'm not sure. Why is this happening to me?
So, presumably, and you can join such questions and our answers at patreon.com/GradCricketer for a small fee. Nevertheless, he's obviously written that with New Zealand 3 for not a lot.
Yeah.
And I think what happens afterwards underlines what Michael is saying even more, because beneath whatever success the Kiwis have, and they win a lot of games and they're very good value for a lot of things, but their fans, their audience, their countrymen, they're scared. They're scared because now they're knocking on that door of a semi-final and they've been there before. They've walked through that door. And in the Test Championship, they won it, okay? But let's cast that aside for the purposes of my narrative.
Yeah.
We're in white ball land now, and there's some demons. New Zealand have to deal with demons now. They've played their fresh cricket. They've played their fearless cricket while everyone's talking about India and Australia and the big three and all that sort of shit. And now New Zealand have the spotlight on them. And they're really good people and they play really good cricket. And I just want to make that clear from time to time. But really, let's see how they go with a bit of spotlight on them. Yeah, Kiwi,
and let's see how they go against our blokes. Oh, wait.